everyone, my name is Sophie and I'm here with Barney today. We're from Milton Pony Club, and today we're going to be showing you some of my tips and tricks to proper mane and tail care.
Okay, so first we're going to start off with trimming and pulling the mane and tail. So really quick, wanted to show what a clipped tail looks like. This is Barney, so it is a little bit grown out, but this is a really commonly seen thing in the eventing world just because it sets off the hindquarters well and just looks a little bit neater and more refined. Banging the tail, you want to start with your arm right under the base and then go down to trim it. This is to prevent you from cutting it too short because when riding they will carry their tail a bit higher and it'll look shorter than it is when they're at rest. And you just want to go slow and try to keep it even. I would say a good rule of thumb for the length is right in the middle of the back of the leg. Before we begin pulling or trimming the mane, you want to make sure that it's nice and brushed out. This is what a mane pulling comb looks like. It's used to thin and sometimes shorten the mane. This is what pulling the mane looks like. You want to grab a chunk of hair with the mane pulling comb and brush upwards until you get a little chunk that looks like that, and then wrap that hair around the comb and then pull out, and this helps to thin and shorten the mane. As you can see, Barney is pretty calm with it. This is an alternative tool to pulling the mane. It's called a solo comb. Once again, you can get it at pretty much any tack store. With the solo comb, we're going to do the same technique as with the pulling comb, except when you get that little chunk, you're going to clip it because there is a blade inside there rather than pulling it. After I'm done pulling or solo combing the mane, I'm going to take these little scissors, as you can see they have little teeth in them, and cut sideways just to kind of even out the ends, but still avoid getting that straight cut. So I already went ahead and got the tail wet, and then I'm going to go in with some Cowboy Magic shampoo. It doesn't really matter what shampoo you use, but I'm just going to run it all throughout the tail, especially scrubbing it into the skin on the base of the tail to get rid of any dandruff. So because I was blessed with a white horse, I do have to go in with some bluing shampoo to get rid of like the yellow just stains in his tail. Of course, if you have a horse with a dark tail, you won't need to do this step. After letting those two shampoos sit in his tail for about 5 minutes just to really get out all the stains, I'll go ahead and hose them out. Here I'm adding some Cowboy Magic conditioner. You just want to run that all through the tail. Make sure you scrub it into the tailbone really well to get rid of dandruff. This will also give back some oils, condition it, and detangle it. I also let this sit in the tail for about 5 minutes before rinsing it out. Make sure to give some attention to the end of the tail too, because that tends to dry out easier. Alright, so for the mane, you want to wet it first really well and then add the shampoo all over and just scrub the skin as much as you can to get rid of any dandruff. Here I'm using purple shampoo because I have, once again, a light horse, but if you have a darker horse with a dark mane, you can just use any shampoo. Just make sure you're scrubbing it really well to get rid of any dandruff. Also, we'll let the shampoo sit for a little bit before I hose it out, but once you do hose it out, rinse it really well. No shampoo left behind. So for daily care of your horse's mane and tail, I highly recommend these products. I usually just get them in the hair care section of Publix or Walmart. They're great for detangling hair, keeping it shiny, promoting growth, and they smell awesome. So before every ride, I go ahead and add that glossing hair polisher through the whole tail and use it as a detangler before I brush it out. And I brush out the tail until I can run my fingers through it smoothly without getting stuck. So this might sound kind of weird, but here I have a bottle of Listerine, just the plain clear kind. This is great for getting rid of dandruff in a pinch. I don't use it very often. Unless I need to. Here he doesn't have any dandruff, but I added some just to show you what it would look like. So for the mane, I go ahead and add that olive oil spray just to detangle it and brush through the whole mane. Here I'm once again checking for dandruff. You can also use baby oil to get rid of dandruff, but Listerine is just easier to spray.